Imagine two users, same app, same login screen, same security feature. One feels relief, logging in feels smooth, invisible, almost free. The other feels uneasy, something important just moved out of reach, a black box they don't trust. Same technology, opposite reactions. Nothing changed in the product, everything changed in the person using it. This is where digital authentication stands right now. Passwordless login has gone mainstream. The market crossed $24 billion in 2025. Around 70% of organizations already use it or plan to. From a technical view, the how problem is mostly solved. We know how to remove friction and improve security at the same time. But many teams still struggle with a deeper question. Why do some users love biometric login while others refuse it? Why does a feature that boosts conversion for one group drive another away? The answer is not in cryptography or UX patterns. It is in psychology. For years, product teams lived in a simple rule. More security means more friction. Less friction means less security. Add steps to protect accounts. Remove steps to increase conversions. The result was predictable. People forgot passwords. Reset flows killed checked out. Users left brands entirely. And the system built to be secure pushed people into unsafe behavior. Writing passwords down, reusing them, bypassing the rules, etc. The data now makes this clear. Most breaches involve human error. Most incidents start with stolen credentials. The old trade-off wasn't just annoying, it failed. Today's tools break that rule. Passkeys, FIDO2, device-bound authentication, security improves while friction drops. Adoption is growing fast. But here's the catch. Even perfect technology fails if the story doesn't match how users think. Tell someone who values control that everything is now frictionless, and you may reduce trust instead of building it. To understand this, you need to understand who is behind the screen. Personality psychology gives us a map. The Big Five model, also called Ocean, describes how people behave. It came from decades of research, not guesswork. It holds across cultures, and it matters for product adoption. People high on openness like new ideas. They adopt new login methods early. They respond to language about the future and innovation. People high in consciousness plan, organize, and want control. They care less about novelty and more about reliability. They want to see settings, options, and clear rules. Extroverted users react strongly to social signals. They care who else is using it. Award, scale, community proof. Agreeable users focus on trust and intent. They care about whether the brand feels safe and responsible. Users high on neuroticism feel risk more intensively. They need reassurance, clear signals that things are stable and under control. Personality explains how people react, but values explains why they care. That's where the Schwartz theory of basic human values comes in. This research looked across more than 80 countries and found universal motivators. Two matter most for security. Some people value conservation, safety, stability, tradition. Security feels like protection. Others value openness to change, freedom, autonomy, movement. Security feels valuable only if it stays out of the way. These values shape how people interpret the same message. One person hears one-tap login, the other and thinks freedom. Others hear loss of control. When you combine behavior and values, things click. Someone can value strong security but want it to work quietly. Someone else love innovation and still want hands-on control. This is why one message never works for everyone. You can see that in real adoption data. Retail platforms frame passkeys as speed and ease, adoption surged. Financial platforms framed them as mandatory protection, adoption also surged. When users were given a choice without guidance, adoption slowed. The lesson is simple. Defaults and framing matter, but only when they match what users care about. So how do you use this? First, audit your messaging. Count how often you talk about protection versus speed, control versus ease. Look at visuals, look at tone. If your users are anxious but your copy talks about disruption, something is off. Second, define real user profiles, not age or gender, behavior. Do users enable every security option? Do they adopt new features instantly? Do they contact support often? These signals reveal values and personality. In 2025, this no longer required surveys. AI can interfere these traits from how people interact, write, and decide. Third, combine both dimensions, behavior and values. This creates four psychological worlds, not segments. Each world needs its own language. One message focuses on control and protection. Another focuses on ease and freedom. Both can describe the same feature honestly. Testing also changes. Instead of running expensive A/B tests, team now test messaging on digital twins of customers, on customer segments before shipping anything. You predict outcomes instead of guessing. This approach works in the real world. Banks using segmented biometric messaging see higher adoption, lower fraud, and fewer support tickets. Not because the tech is better, but because the story fits the user. Culture matters too. Security first markets accept mandates. Convenience first markets expect speed. But even inside one country, users differ. The solution is not choosing one message, it's choosing the right one for the right person or the right segment. This does not stop at login screens. Data sharing, privacy settings, feature rollouts, every decision balances control and ease. The goal is not to convert everyone at once. It's to meet users where they are or where they already are. The data is clear. Passwordless works. Security improves. Support costs drop. Attacks decline. The real advantage is now psychological. While others debate features, you speak to motivation. Because the real question was never security versus convenience. It was always this: for whom does security feel like freedom? And for whom does convenience feel like risk? When you answer that, you stop guessing. You start engineering adoption. So thanks so much. As usual, if you have questions, leave them down in the section and subscribe to our channel. I would highly appreciate it. And talk soon. Thank you.